The last Queens of the Stone Age album. From the start of my Queens of the Stone Age journey to now, I've been through a long musical metamorphosis. At the start, I was reacting to them mostly because, I thought this would be interesting and fun. A lot of people are curious about it. The stuff I've heard I've liked. Throughout, I really loved the first two albums that I listened to, like Songs for the Deaf, like Clockwork. Some of the stuff in the middle was like hit or miss. Like I loved parts of Era Vulgaris, but it was just a little bit much at times too. But every time I listened to these albums, after the reactions, which none of you guys have seen, me off the camera, I've found myself falling more and more in love with the band. It's gotten to the point where I might consider them one of my top 3 bands, and that's saying something. The addiction got so strong that I actually saw them live, and I saw one of you awesome fans there as well. Shout out, it was a little while ago. But in my journey getting more and more obsessed with Queens, I ended up discovering that actually some of the stuff off Era Vulgaris is some of my favorite, and I think that's probably a journey a lot of you have been on. So stuff like I'm Designer, the first time I heard it, I was taken aback, okay? But I still liked it. It was like, oh, that was interesting and weird, but it's so hypnotic every time you go back to it. You just like it more and more. I still don't get what they did with the bonus tracks on that album, but whatever. Anyway, so while I was at the live show, I was screaming along to I'm Designer, Sick, Sick, Sick. Let me look at the set list. I'll show you guys on the screen. You can see it. But we had No One Knows, I'm Designer, My God is the Sun. Oh, amazing song. 3s and 7s, Into the Hollow, Better Living Through Chemistry, Make It With You, Little Sister, Go With the Flow, A Song for the Dead, all these great songs. Unfortunately, the next day had my favorites of all time, Villains of Circumstance, and had the best song off the newest album, Straight Jacket Fitting. Even God Is in the Radio and I Sat by the Ocean. So I'm pretty butthurt that I missed it, but at least I got to hear I'm Designer one time before I die. That was bizarre. It's just an insane reaction. I wish I was recording my screams when that happened. In any case, during the show, there was multiple times where people were given a chance to offer their voice to be heard, on requesting a song, basically. Unfortunately for me, they ended up picking some songs from the debut. So Avon was selected from fans, and Regular John was played as the intro, as the opener. Now I tried to somewhat I'm doing a video here. Quiet down over there. I try to kind of shut my brain down in the middle of the concert so that I could just not have it spoiled for a reaction for you guys. But, I heard it. So flash forward a little while, and I was making a new website, which you guys can check out in the description below. I wrote an article ranking the Queens of the Stone Age albums from worst to best. Definitely going to do a video on that, but I realized I still hadn't even done the debut. So I was like, what am I doing here? I can't write an article without having the debut. So right now, the article's like half done because it doesn't have all the albums finished. So I figured it was time to finally finish the last Queens of the Stone Age album so I could accurately rank them from worst to best in my new modern take. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that and stay subscribed, because I'll have more Queens of the Stone Age content coming soon, including some of my favorite songs from the band. With all of that being said, let's jump into this album. There's 2 options, which is kind of weird. I don't know which one to pick, but I've gone with the one that I see like the most common, which is that 1998 version. It has 3 less tracks on it. If you guys like this video, if it gets, 1 billion likes, then maybe we'll do the next 3, the bonus 3 tracks. If you guys cross your fingers hard enough right now, all together, maybe I'll do it. But for now, let's start with the first track. Sorry, I need these glasses to see my screen. Regular John, 4 minutes, 37 seconds. I have heard this live at the concert. It had a really nice groove live. This almost sounds straight off Rated R. It's weird going back in time to this older era. So weird. Oh, that little guitar like. This has got to be the epitome of that whole idea that Queens of the Stone Age is just buttery smooth. It's all about the grooves, it's all about the feel, and then these tasteful little licks that just like feel like they transition from part to part so fluidly. It's just no one does it like them. Atop these gritty riffs and these like smooth vocals. He's so laid back with his delivery. That little sequence there is so hypnotic. See, they always like, that part is so cool. They always do these like really repetitive sections, but because you get so locked into the groove and to the way, just the fuzziness of the guitars, the ways that little sound, like just kind of like leans into you, like makes it hypnotic. I would say that's definitely the right word for them, is hypnotic. Cool. That riff, that's the best one. It definitely feels like that song is from another era of Queens of the Stone Age. Obviously, that makes sense considering this was their debut. This came out in 1998 or something. It's forever ago. I was 2 years old. But in some ways, you can see the lines. Like, this actually sounds really reminiscent of some of the songs off of even Lullabies to Paralyze. But there's something that's like really laid back, I guess, about the sound on this album so far. Obviously, I've only heard one song, but I think it also has to do with that production, because it's kind of like separated those guitars from his vocals, and they sit very separately on top of the mix in a way that makes it sound so laid back, I'd say. If I were to imagine in my head what an early Queens of the Stone Age song would sound like from a debut that I hadn't heard yet, it would sound exactly like this. So, but again, those little tasteful noodles are the thing that just make this band, I feel like. Off to Avon. That's really interesting. I like that. That's weird. Ooh. Little chromatic dissension there. It's so fluid. It always just feels like everything flows naturally. I think you could probably understand, as somebody who was hearing this for the first time at that live show, this song was extremely hard to follow along with. Imagine if you'd never heard I'm Designer and that was your first time hearing. Oh my God, that would mess with my brain. But in this case, like this song has like a lot of like weird like key changes and like different little sections with different rhythm. The switch ups make it really hard to follow as a new listener. It's almost like overwhelming, which is really cool because I think the band is often known for being maybe a little bit on the simple side with the grooves, but this is definitely far from simple. Very complex and very strange. I didn't expect it to be so experimental on this album, which is really cool. The bass lines, they're dirty. Love that part. What a weird chorus. Ooh. Ooh. Nice change up. Oh, that tone. That is the most Queen's tone I've ever heard. Yeah, that was a fucking banger. Well, I just gotta say, like, when they use a tone like this, pause. When they use a tone like that, what's so special about it, it kind of like makes the notes bleed into each other. So if he bends the note and he's plucking at the string and everything, you can barely even hear it because it's like so fuzzy and dense. Then it makes everything feel like it's almost being played on like an electric violin because it's just so smooth and warping around all over the place. It's the sickest sound ever. I'm gonna have to snag that for myself. It's already reminded me of Leg of Lamb. Is Josh the only one singing on this album? Sounds so 90s here. That chorus. I love the little electric piano there in the background. Ooh. Yes, more solos. Give me stank face. Oh, yes. Oh my god. That's one of their best solos. They have a lot of good ones too. That bass is very smooth there in the background. I can see why this is the most popular. This is the easiest one to just get sucked into. That little drum cadence just makes me keep thinking of Leg of Lamb. Another solo? We were blessed. I mean, on first listen, it's hard to not have that as your favorite on a first listen. I mean, it's just so instantly like locked in your head. It's so instantly iconic, memorable. Two different solos that are both awesome. I mean, come on. You can't really get any better than that. I will say that chorus definitely sounds, and I'm not saying this as an insult, but it does sound very dated. Like, that is not a chorus that modern Queens of the Stone Age would write, or most bands. It's very like of that era. But I find that really charming. And then the rest of the song still has those classic Queens elements, including that bass line and that little like simple drum groove with that little tambourine hit on every time. It just very, 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 what a great song. Based on what everyone had said, I wasn't expecting any of the songs on this album to really super stand out to me, but I think we already have a couple here with Avon and If Only that I really would put up there. Now, real quickly before we head on, I just want to give you guys a quick chance to check out my original music. And yes, it is actually loosely inspired by Queens of the Stone Age, so I have a couple of songs in there that share a lot of similarities with Queens of the Stone Age, as they've been inspirations to me throughout the years. Here, I'll play a couple little clips for you. And it would mean the world to me if you just checked out a song or two. Maybe dropped a follow on my Spotify page if you're feeling it. Oh! Oh my god! What is that based on? What the? Okay, I think I have a new favorite. What the? This does not sound of its time at all. Oh my god. Is this not a top 10 Queen song? Oh my god, there's so much competition. I'm getting stressed now thinking about it. This is the exact genre that I've been listening to lately. This is the perfect song. bass tone. I cannot get over that bass tone. Let's hear the solo. No way. That is addicting. This song's on another level. Yeah, the other songs on the list so far that I was saying are like they were surprising to me because they would have ended up on the top half if I ranked all the Queens of the Stone Age songs. Like those definitely would have been in the top half. Like I really enjoyed them considering that I love this band and they do not have a bad album, which is just really impressive for a band that's been around for this amount of time. But none of those songs I don't think would have been in contention for a top 10 or a top 20 list. Just because there's so many songs that I've grown so attached to over the years, listening to the Queens of the Stone Age, seeing them live, all this stuff. But that song, Walkin' on the Sidewalk, on the Sidewalks, plural, holy shit, that was on another level. That song, whew, that's up there. Actually, it's actually up there with the best of the best. The grittiest, dirtiest, stankiest bass tone you've ever heard in your entire goddamn life, mixed with such a great and unique vibe. It reminds me a bit of this song that I've been absolutely obsessed with lately called Destroy by Tiger Cub. I don't know if any of you've heard them. They're fantastic. Take clear inspiration from Queens of the Stone Age and Royal Blood. Yeah, the same kind of like gritty sound. I just love that genre right now. It's been my number one favorite. The more dirty and stanky, the better. You would know. Cool effect. I love the writing of this song. I love every individual part, but what is kind of striking me as a little bit weird is how sparse the production is. It's like there's all this space for them to use, let's say, add some grit to the bass, or if they don't want to go in that direction, just maybe some width to some of the sounds. But everything sounds like, this sounds more like, sounds kind of like a demo to me, the way it's produced, not the way it's written. I think the writing's fantastic, but it just sounds a bit empty. Again, it just sounds kind of empty then. That's kind of funny. But like, that guitar was so thin on the left side. It's so cool though, the way this is written. Like hear how empty that sounds? On the left, there's just this tiny little thin guitar. You can hear more of the tambourine. Okay, that's pretty cool. Damn, I love the foundation of that one, but it just really felt like something was missing on the production side of things, which is honestly what I expected for the entire album. Like, I would have expected the entire album to have some shortcomings in the production side of things, being from 1998, but that's why I was so amazed by Walking on the Sidewalks, being how just ridiculous it was. Still like that song, like the atmosphere and the vibe that it created with that, like, again, hypnotic bass line. The bass line was fantastic. That's been a huge standout in this entire album so far, the bass lines. Okay, that's cool. Bit Crush. Again, the bass. Weird how it's all the way on the right. Oh, it's got some energy. Okay, now we've hit the second gear. Ooh, the bass again. In some ways, that song felt like it was almost, I don't want to say going through the motions, but it felt like a pretty typical Queens of the Stone Age song in some ways, with some really interesting production choices, like having that really bit crushed thin guitar way off to the left side, and then the super deep, gritty bass all the way panned to the right side. It created like an interesting dynamic where the bass really stood out even more, but you could still hear the guitar really clearly. And then it made the transition from those verses to choruses really stark because you had like a whole production swap. That was all really cool, but the writing itself was like, it was a good song, like a good solid Queen song. Nothing that would have stood out too much, but when you hit that ending section, that's when all of the energy just comes blasting in, just jolts you out of your like lull. It's really exciting when a song is able to like just hit you like that. Next is Mexicola. I know people talk about the bass line. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Well, those of you who had saw me excited for Walking on the Sidewalks must have been like, Mexicola's coming. Oh my god. That bass line is maybe even all time. Oh my god. That chord progression is nuts. Oh my god. It's so huge, massive. Oh, I just feel like I'm covered in mud. See, we need to normalize more songs like starting with the bass line isolated. I'm thinking Hysteria by Muse, Time Is Running Out. Same thing here. Because you start with that bass line, you get it locked in your head, and then you're like listening for it throughout the rest of the song. It doesn't fade into the background. It becomes the hero of the song, and it is the hero of Mexicola, and it's fucking Superman. Oh my god. This should be a link. what a song. Mexico. I see why it was considered one of the best bass lines they've come up with. Because, wow. And I think the fact that they highlighted it at the beginning is just what makes you focus on it more. That is a classic Queens of the Stone Age song. It's weird. Very bouncy. Almost sounds goofy. The heck? Cool bass though, again. What is going on here? I mean, that song was clearly meant. I don't know. I feel like it's more meant for the live setting. To not have any vocals in it, just a pure instrumental. It's also kind of like almost like a goofy kind of sound to it. Very weird choice, for sure. But I can't say I hate it. I think it would be a lot of fun live because you'd see the band kind of like riff on it and just keep going, like extending the length kind of like they do with like God is in the Radio, and just taking those sections, just making it their own and kind of improving over it. It was definitely very interesting musically, but I don't know how I feel about like sitting in the middle of the album, you know? It just kind of felt a little bit out of place. Okay, that's weird. There's so many times I hear one of these like Queens of the Stone Age songs, and you can hear like the inspiration that it originally that it inspired. Like, what does this sound like? It's not In the Fade. It's is it Autopilot? One of the songs they have sounds like so similar to this, like to the groove. It almost sounds like this is like a demo for that song, which came on the next album. It's just they don't feel like they're copying. So I'm not saying that. It just feels like inspiration. It's really cool. Really like the atmosphere here. I'm excited to see where it goes. Oh, I'm locked in. that tone. That's sick. Oh, these chords. I haven't said much so far. You know what? It kind of feels like the band, on some songs, they're just like, guys, the other stuff was fun. Hispanic Impressions was fun. Let's, hear me out here. Let's write an all-timer right now. And then they do. They're just like, it's time. We're going to put it here on the album. It'll be the longest song. It's going to be the best one. Or one of the best. Let's just do it. It just feels like they decide. And then they decide if they want to just do Hispanic Impressions and like, let's do something fun. But like this is the one where they're like, we're going to create the coolest atmosphere you've ever heard in your goddamn life. And we're going to do it right. It's just transcendent what this band comes up with when they put their mind to it. Just, so cool. What a solo, too. So you can just tell, they're just like, this is going to be the coolest solo you ever heard. We're going to do this, we're going to speed it up because we can. Oh my god, how fast are they going to get? What am I hearing right now? One of the coolest things I gotta say about the band is their ability to, play a bass line and repeat it over and over again. But when they're playing the chords on top of that, they might completely change the key or the chord from minor to major. And it just creates all of these different flavors, even with that same core groove going on with the drums and bass. It makes every song, even those long ones that have repetitive parts, like every section sounds like slightly different. And there's a little bit of, actually a little zest here, a little flavor. Another bass line. This is the album of bass lines. Fucking nasty. nasty. Got that little like drum rhythm going there. Gives such a driving force to this. That had such a driving force behind it. Loved that kind of like constant thromping energy. There's always like a slightly off-kilter rhythm to everything the Queens of the Stone Age does. They'll throw in like a little accent here and there, and that's everything that gives the texture to the song. Sounds like I Make It With You. And farting.
What's that like? 100,000 million. That's what you like. So I was thinking.
What? I'm starting to see the line to Era Vulgaris more clearly. What?
So these cities are sprouting like a spit in the eye.
It's crazy the bass is playing like the melody with him. Oh, he's peeing again. What the hell? Can't say that was my favorite on the album. I do like getting chipped in the head by a woodpecker going faster and faster. Are they just taking the piss right now? Like, what's... They're messing with me, come on. Oh, they're trying to irritate me. Interesting way to end it. I actually really like the kind of like the melody and the feel of that song, but it felt like a bit, again, like there was just something missing in the production. Like it just needed a little bit more. Maybe like a little acoustic guitar in the back. I don't know what it would have been, but something. Because I really like the foundation of what they had there, but it's not like my favorite. And they try to irritate me at the end, so come on, guys. Overall, like, let's see, what do I think? You'll have to subscribe to find out in the full review that will come when I rank the albums from worst to best. Also, be sure to follow my Discord or join my Discord. It'll be in the description down below. I've joined. I'm being active in there, chatting with you guys. If you have any questions to ask me, feel free. Album surprised me for sure. I thought it was going to be less mature than it was. Because the little tiny pieces I had heard when I listened at the concert, it sounded like, all right, this is good. But hearing it now, like taking the time to actually focus in and listen, love the bass in this album. Might be the best of any of the Queen's albums. And definitely will be blasting a couple of these songs on repeat. Let me know what you think down below. What do you think of this album? And hope you all have a great day. Peace.